Hello, everyone. It's Kristy, Dr. G here, and today we are going to spend some time learning about the Titanic database for marketing research. So here's what I want to do. I know that you've already gone through downloading the Titanic file and setting up the workbook. Today we're going to talk about descriptive statistics. So I'm going to spend a minute and share my screen with you. All right, so that said, the first thing that we are going to do is I want you to find that workbook that you created. As you remember, here's the database. These are all of the variables up here that you get to work with. And we are looking at descriptive statistics. You created a workbook for that. We're going to work on that right now. Okay, so pivot tables, if you haven't used them before, are a great way to organize your data and to manipulate different variables in a very easy fashion. So instead of just looking at one variable at a time, we can combine the two and get a better look at the data we're analyzing. So we're going to answer a question about the Titanic. So one of the things that we always hear is how many people lived and how many died? Remember, maybe you've seen the movie, maybe not, but they always say women and children off the ship first. So let's test that hypothesis. Were there more women and children who lived than men? Let's check it out. So the question that we want to answer, which is on your assignment, the Descriptive Statistics Titanic Workbook, is count the people in each category of who lived and who died. So here's how we're going to do that. Go into your database here, and we're going to do an insert on the upper navigation all the way over to the left, hit pivot table. Once you hit pivot table, we already created a worksheet. Remember the descriptive? So you're going to click on existing worksheets, hit the location tab, and then hit in descriptives. So what that's going to do, once you get there, hit OK and OK, maybe select a tab. Oops. It's not liking me today. I'm going to put that in that first row there. It pops up that dialog box of the pivot table. So over here on the left, on the right, you will see all of your variables. So we know that survived means whether they lived or died. So we're going to click on that. Then next, we are going to click on, what else do we want to know? We want to know their gender. So let's click sex here. So you've got your two variables clicked up here. So the one thing we want to do is we want to count the number of people who lived and died. So your gender is here in your rows, and we want to look at, in a column, whether they survived or not. So let's drag that survived down to the column, and you'll notice what it did here is it created you a table of female and male, and then 0 is they didn't live, and 1 that they did live. But look at that, it's kind of weird. It's summing them, it's not counting them. So you need to go here into your values, and we want to go into the value field setting, and then we're going to count those numbers of people. So look at that, it changed. There's females, there were 81 who didn't make it, and 233 who survived. And then we can look at the males here. There's 468, and there were 100 who died, and only 109 survived here. So you can look at the percentages overall. Here it's going to sum the total. So there were 569 records here of the people that we had that we knew were male or female who died, and 342 who survived. So you can see here, let's just do some quick math. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. I'm just going to put in a little formula here, and I'm going to say, hey, look at that, 35% of females versus 64. So here we know that there's 35% total females on board, and there's about 64% of males. So let's look at those who died. So of the females, we have 68% lived, and of the males, we had 31% or 32% that lived. So quick and easy way to see in a pivot table organizing your data. All right, let's do one more just for the kick of it. Go back to your data. We're going to do another pivot table. What's our second question on the worksheet? The second question on the worksheet is going to be count how many people lived and how many people died by P class. So P class is a socioeconomic look at first, second, and third class. Just like if you were on an airplane, you got the people up front who are getting the good food and the fancy drinks. You have the business class or the premium cabin, and then you have the rest of us in the back. So we are going to look at a pivot table again, and this time we're going to use that descriptives, but let's put our cursor, let's put it over here because we're going to look at a different set of data. So hit OK again. Then our pivot table is going to pop up again. So let's look here. What we're going to do, we're looking at those who lived or died again, but then we're going to look at the passenger class. So again, we are looking here at, we want to have passenger class as a row. And this is first, second, and third. The database also has it printed in words if you want to cheat in for your tables that you're going to use in your report. You can do it that way. And then we're also going to put survived in the column. And remember, again, we want to count these people. So you're going to go into that and switch it to value. Once you switch it to value, we want to count those people. We don't want to sum them. So there you have it. So remember, this is 0 is they did not survive, unfortunately. And 1 is they did survive. So in this case, you can see that 80 people in first class didn't make it. 136 did make it. The second class, 97 and 87. Oh, and look at all these poor folks. 372 did not make it in the third class. So you can kind of eyeball this and see maybe proportionately the eyeball this, it looks like, yeah, you may have had a better chance of living if you were in one of the upper classes. Okay, so I want you to go through and do all of the questions on the worksheet and let me know what you think. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Email me in Canvas is the best way, and I will see you all another day when we look at correlation and regression coming up next. So pivot tables are amazing, and you're not only going to learn how to do this on the Titanic, you're going to do it with your own research surveys that you have in the field right now. So I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.